guys, hope you're having a good weekend. So in this video I'm going to talk about my strategy. So in my bio on eToro I wrote a little bit about my experience and some of my aims and how I intend to keep my portfolio. But in this video I would like to take the opportunity to go a little bit further and try to elaborate a little bit on what my strategy is. So regardless of whether you decide to copy me or not, I hope this video will be informative and help you in your trade journey. So I have actually a name for my strategy. So the name is CSC. So what this stands for country, sector, and company. When we think about trading, in a sense, it's like a game of chess. So you basically have the pawns, you have the queen, you have the king. But instead of playing with a single opponent, which is the case of a game chess, you are playing with several opponents. So you have other traders, retail traders, but you also have institutions, you have governments, and so on. So you are playing chess against several number of entities. And that's why it's important to have a strategy to basically have some kind of standard or approach that you follow. Because if you don't, as the saying goes, no plan is a plan. So you are kind of playing to fail, and we don't want that. So we want to maximize our profits, and we want to, we want our portfolio to grow, our assets to grow in value. So that's why I elaborated this CSC strategy. So I start by looking to the country. So I look into the environment, because just buying stock randomly, there are experiments that they did, like for example, the one with the monkey. There is this monkey that randomly picked a couple of stocks and actually overperformed. Then there is like this monkey that he actually performed better than a number of, I don't remember, I think 6 traders from Wall Street, which shows that the element of gambling in play when you trade. So in this situation, we want to look and consider the environment, because the more you research, the more you feel confident, or at least you should try to feel confident. Because the truth is that when you buy something, when you're in the stock market, you need to have confidence about what you do, because trade is not exact math. I know there are like hedge funds, there are documentaries and so on that they would tell, we use mathematical formulas and blah, all this thing. But the truth is that you cannot actually translate this into human behavior. Human behavior is not led by maths, is led by reactions to external circumstances. So at the best, you can assert some probability when using maths, but it is never a 100% sure shot. So you want to not just rely on numbers, but you want to have like a comprehensive strategy that englobes as much variables as possible, but that are actually relevant, because you want it to be comprehensive, as I said, but at the same time you want to keep it narrow and focused, which is really hard to do, because you're kind of contradicting yourself while you do it, because, okay, so I need to make sure that I know all the variables that could affect this asset price. But at the same time, you don't want to spend too much time because you could be missing out other opportunities. And I mean, we all have lives. We can't spend like 24 hours just analyzing one stock. The time moves on quite quick, so you want to find opportunities. Stock, it's about entrepreneurship. So you want to look for, you don't want to see stocks as a ticket to become a millionaire. I want to see stocks as an entrepreneur. So does this stock, does this company, that is offering this stock, is it a good buy? A strategy also includes like a bit of short, but in order to explain this, I will need to explain another video, but shorting has to follow a strict set of rules, because as you know, and if you do not know, I'm going to explain to you. So basically, if you short, the gain potential is limited, but the loss potential is unlimited. So when you do it, you want to do this in a way that will hedge against potential market volatility. And you want to be certain that, the company, people are losing confidence in the company and things are not going well. But this is, a talk for another time. So basically, we start with country, the analysis. So country, the macro analysis. So basically, look at the countries, observe the environment, and then after selecting the regions, the sector, look into the industry in general. So how the industry is coping. Is there a huge growth potential, or or maybe it is not economically viable at the moment? So things always change, the economy is very dynamic. And then lastly, the company, the micro analysis. So this is a short sum up of my strategy, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let's start 2026 winning, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye for now.